Okay, sorry, mic wasn't on. Okay, so first we're going to do Bill, what's his name? Weld? Yes, Bill Weld is the first or maybe the only Republican who is going to run against Donald Trump. He used to be the governor of Massachusetts back in, I think, 91 to 97. And he resigned to go for the ambassador to Mexico. And they held up his nomination. So he knows what obstructionist is like. He is running as a Republican. He did endorse Mitt Romney. He was Gary Johnson's running mate on the Libertarian ticket. He raised money for Mitt Romney too, like $50,000 for his exploratory committee. And he also launched his own exploratory committee to see if he could run for president. And I believe they said on April 15th, something like that, he went on Jake Tapper and said that he was running for president against Donald Trump on the Republican ticket. So, let's say that Donald Trump survives and he runs for president again. What are Bill Weld's chances, first, of beating Donald Trump, and then we'll see what his chances are of winning the presidency? Well, I guess that'll be one and the same, because if he can't beat Donald, then this is all sort of hanging on whether or not Donald Trump will even be there. Okay. Bill Weld. What are your chances of beating Donald Trump? 5 of Swords. So this could be win at all cost, or it could be some sort of like deviant strategy. Because he says Donald Trump has a disdain for the American people, and that's sort of what he's running on right now, is the anti-Trump ticket. 2 of Coins. It's about balance, or the need for balance. The Intuitive. That would be the Empress. Not Empress, but the High Priestess. Ten of Wands is a burden. I get the feeling there is something else behind him running. Because you get a burden card. Now, mind you, running for president is a burden, but this in particular card popping up right now is, because it's not in his sphere, it's not in his word of warning or nothing like that. It's in his crossing energy. Just leads me to believe that there's something else behind him that's making him run. I don't know if it's the Republicans that are that are anti-Trump but won't come out and say they're anti-Trump because they're trying to support their guy because he has the R at the end of his name too. Because this is something secret. This is behind closed doors. Three of Swords. There's also a betrayal. So I think his running is the Republican Party getting behind him, like not as a whole, but as a conglomerate of the insiders, like the RNC type of thing, to where they're in a position to say, hey, Bill, run against Don, and we'll support you from the shadows, from way over here. Because we start with sneaky and deceitful. And it's not necessarily nefarious. It's not illegal deceitful. It's more like you don't know what's going on deceitful. But it is a bit dishonorable because it's not necessarily the most kosher thing in the world to do, to plot against Donald Trump in the background instead of just coming out and saying we're not for you. And then you have this need for balance. And also this is the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords are also like my two-faced cards. So there is a bit of that too. And then the Intuitive, or the High Priestess, talks about the secret. And then they have the burden. He is weighed down, not just weighed down, but he is, he's carrying something that is heavier than maybe he realizes. Does have something to do with separation. The Sun, yeah. It is not separation from him and the party. It's separation from the guy at the top. So we were on the right track there. There's the government with the priest card. That's the Hierophant. So the government is, the Republicans are behind him from the shadows. Now you have the card I thought would be here, but this is secret. This is the fear. The fear is the moon. The moon is like the revealing of these secrets. So they don't want this to come out that the Republican Party is really secretly plotting against Donald Trump, because he's destructive to their party, and they know that. If they're going to have a chance, they're going to have to get behind people like this, because this man is not only going after Republican voters and the whole Mitt Romney class, he's going after the independents too, who sway either way. Especially the Ken Bones of the world, who didn't know whether or not Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton was the better choice. So, your hopes is the Two of Swords. There again is my two-faced card. So, these are your hopes, is that you will be able to play both sides of the fence. Because remember, here's your fear of not wanting things to come out, and then here's the hopes of wanting to sort of remain duplicitous in the whole thing. In your environment is the King of Cups. Don't know who that is to you. He might be, I don't know what his birthday was, but it doesn't matter. And behind the scenes is the Wheel of Fortune. So this plan looks like it may work. The Wheel of Fortune is a good luck card. It's also a fate card. I think this is fated, quite honestly. Page of Swords, the inside man. So yeah, this is I think this is beyond something Donald can control. This is because remember, the Republicans are not his party. Donald Trump is really not a Republican or Democrat. He's a Donald Trump. He bought both parties. He bribed politicians on both sides. So this is not a loyalty thing. This is more, right now they're being more loyal to a party than they are to Donald. If they could get rid of him and get a Pence in without being so dramatic about the whole thing, they would. And so Bill Weld is now their new go-to. Your word of warning is the Knight of Swords. You have to do, oh, wait, did I pull that from there? I pulled that from here. There we go. Death. That's your word of warning. That, I think, your party is, I think in this election it's DOA. And here's why I say that. The change candidate always gets the steam. Always. Donald Trump was a change candidate. Barack Obama was a change candidate. The people who say you've been through such and such for 8 years, I'm here to change things, get the steam. They don't necessarily get the win, but they get the steam. Barack Obama, well, he was a bit of an anomaly. He was different. He was just different. But he was a change candidate. And he sort of went out the gate with the hope and change thing, and saying that we were going to get away from the Bush years of pointless war and all these type of things. And he was the change candidate. Donald Trump said we are also going to change things away from the way Barack Obama did it, and then he got some steam. This, your word of warning, you can come out and be the change people and say we're going to change things from Donald Trump, but I think the Democrats beat you to it. They are trying to herald the change now. And their in particular brand of change is more appealing to the American people, because if you just look at the popular vote from the last million elections, it doesn't go your way. So there you are. Your word of solace is the 10 of coins. There are people behind you. This is the legacy. This is the Republicans as a whole. They are behind him. So his chances on beating Donald Trump, the outcome card, the Hermit. Searching for answers, searching for truth. Isolation. He could be the one person they really, really get behind. And he could also open the floodgates for other Republicans to say, you know what? We're going to run too. So now you start to see the turning of the tides. Maybe that Ides of March thing is just delayed. So since he will do pretty good, because he's got the machine behind him, what are his chances of winning? I mean, you did run with Gary Johnson, for God's sakes. What are your chances of winning? Temperance. There's a compromise. There is a balance. There is also a they're behind you. I mean, that part is, it's just extremely evident. They are behind you. So you have the Republicans already on your side. The Protector. This is the Empress card. So not only are they behind you with temperance, this is a partnership, a meeting of the minds, a compromise. There will be a concerted, there will be a extreme effort to see this guy all the way through. Like, Donald Trump is destructive for their party. They can't keep defending it because they don't know how. All they can do is bring people in, pretend to do an investigation, ask softball questions, and cover up and cover up and cover up and cover up. Here's the problem with cover up, though. It's like this. You have a big, massive something, and then you try to cover it up. Like, everybody can't see it's still there. That's what this is like. That's what they're doing right now. This is your bar. This is your Republican Party trying to cover up the big giant elephant in the room. You can't do it. So at some point, somebody's going to have to tell the truth. Or it will be yanked out of the darkness and then thrown out to everybody. And then all of you will look stupid. So if you don't all want to go down at the same time, you better get behind somebody who is not Donald Trump. And that's what they're starting to do. The Ace of Swords. Victory and triumph, clarity. The Queen of Swords. Page of Cups and the Ace of Coins. Yeah, he has good chances. This is him of running for president. He's got the machine behind him. That's why he has better chances. So, Temperance, meeting of the minds, compromise, the Protector, the Empress, the new birth, the new start, the victory. Not victory over the presidency, but the victory over support. Because here's the Page of Cups. That's more about emotions and attachments. The entities, the structure. This is the Queen of Swords. There's more of a streamline around the money. So the money is there. Fear. Three of Coins. That the partnership won't work. You can't bring in enough people to get behind this because Donald Trump is good for some business. But I believe that the R Republican will be stronger than the Don. The Nine of Cups. That is your hopes. Of course, this is the desires card. What you want, you will get, you hope. In your environment, separation. This is going to cause some base problems. Because they want you to still support Trump because he doesn't like Mexicans. The Two of Wands. This is the background, so this is the preparation. So they're already started. Because he announced, I think, April 14th or something like that. So it's underway. The Four of Coins. That's your word of warning. Don't be resistant to change. The Republican Party's best, or the best word of advice, I think anything, especially the tarot or any person, can give the Republicans right now is do not be resistant to change. That's what this is. That's the card of cards right there for y'all. This is in your word of solace, the Page of Swords, the inside man, the delayed news. So you all are, like I said, they're all together. They're just not throwing it out there. And the Seven of Swords is in your strategy, or your outcome is your strategy and sort of sneakiness, because like I said, their fear is that this will start to come out of all who is involved. But I don't know. He's got a chance of beating Trump for real. But beating the Democratic nominee it's not impossible, but it is very difficult. Because the country as a whole has started to reject, Republican ideals for some time now. So, I wish you luck, Bill Weld, in defeating Donald Trump and at the very least removing this mark from American history.